All right, Bears fans, buckle up because we're diving deep into everything surrounding Chicago's playoff picture and what could be an absolutely thrilling end to the season. Heading into Week 18, the Bears are in a unique position where their fate is in their own hands, but also depends on a few crucial outcomes around the league. After their loss to San Francisco, the 1 seed is off the table, which means the best-case scenario now is the 2 seed, though a drop to the 3 seed remains very possible depending on how the final games shake out. The nuances of these scenarios are what make this time of year so compelling, because every play, every decision, and every snap can ultimately influence who the Bears will face in the opening round of the playoffs. Playing at home is a huge advantage, as we've seen time and again in NFL history. And Chicago will want to maximize every opportunity to remain in Soldier Field, which can turn into an absolute fortress if the energy of the crowd is as electric as it has been in prior high-stakes matchups. The 2-seed scenario is particularly enticing because it not only guarantees a home game in the first round, but sets the stage for a potential home field advantage in the divisional round as well, provided the team can execute when it matters most. This is the kind of situation where preparation, mental toughness, and strategic awareness converge, and the Bears' coaching staff and players will need to remain focused amid the distractions and excitement that naturally accompany this stage of the season. Looking at the possible first-round opponents, the Green Bay Packers remain the most likely matchup. Chicago has 2 paths to secure the 2 seed, either by winning their own game or benefiting from an Eagles slip-up, and Green Bay is firmly locked into the 7th seed, meaning they will likely rest starters knowing they have no chance to improve their position. This dynamic sets up the potential for a third intense clash between the Bears and Packers, which, for fans, is a scenario loaded with drama and electricity. The atmosphere at Soldier Field would be absolutely insane, with fans packed in, the crowd roaring, and every play magnified under the playoff spotlight. These are the kinds of games that define seasons and can become instant classics, remembered for the intensity and tension from start to finish. Facing the Packers in this situation also makes sense from a strategic standpoint, because securing the higher seed is always preferable. By being the 2 seed, the Bears would guarantee themselves home field advantage for at least 2 rounds, which is massive when you consider the impact that traveling and hostile environments can have on teams during the playoffs. And even though the Packers are dealing with injuries and uncertainties, particularly with key defensive players like Micah Parsons sidelined and Jordan Love returning after time away, this matchup still promises to be challenging and demanding. No playoff game comes easy, and every snap will test the Bears' discipline, focus, and execution. The alternative matchups offer different sets of challenges. The Los Angeles Rams, after a surprising loss to Atlanta on Monday Night Football, now emerge as a potential opponent if Chicago falls to the 3 seed and Philadelphia wins their game. The Rams, who have been a team Chicago fans might prefer to avoid, still present a formidable test with key players like Matt Stafford capable of explosive plays and a secondary that can create opportunities if the Bears' offense falters. However, recent inconsistencies in their performance, particularly in the passing game and turnovers, could give the Bears a window of opportunity. Chicago's defense, known for taking advantage of these types of mistakes, could capitalize if the timing is right. The Rams, despite their experience and pedigree, have vulnerabilities that the Bears could exploit, making this an intriguing but nerve-wracking potential matchup. Of course, the stakes are high, and playoff games demand perfection, as any lapse can lead to an early exit from the postseason, regardless of regular season performance. This makes every decision, from play calling to personnel management, absolutely critical, and the coaching staff will need to ensure that every player is locked in and prepared for the intensity of a do-or-die contest. Another potential first-round opponent is the San Francisco 49ers, which would occur if the Bears drop to the 3 seed and the Niners fall to the 6 seed due to outcomes elsewhere in the league. San Francisco's offense has been firing on all cylinders, with Caleb Williams delivering standout performances and putting up impressive numbers that could challenge any defense. That said, the Bears have already demonstrated the ability to score against them, putting up nearly 40 points in a prior matchup and showing that their offensive schemes can succeed against a high-powered attack. Playing at home adds another layer of strategic advantage, especially when factoring in the notoriously cold and windy conditions that Chicago can present late in the season. While weather could slightly impact both teams' offensive efficiency, it tends to favor the home team that is accustomed to the environment, and Chicago has the personnel to adjust their game plan accordingly. Brock Purdy's play at quarterback has been stellar, and leaning on Christian McCaffrey in adverse weather conditions could create balance and unpredictability that puts the 49ers defense under pressure. The prospect of a rematch against a team that dominated the first encounter is always a test of preparation and adaptability. But Chicago has the tools to rise to the challenge if they execute properly and stay disciplined. Considering all of these scenarios, the stakes could not be higher, and each game in this final stretch carries massive implications for the Bears' playoff journey. The team's ability to navigate these matchups, capitalize on home field advantage, and maintain focus amid the heightened pressure will ultimately define whether they can make a deep run in the postseason. Fans are understandably energized, with the idea of high-stakes playoff football at Soldier Field sparking excitement and anticipation. Each potential opponent brings its own flavor of challenge and drama, from divisional rivalries to powerhouse offenses that demand peak performance. The strategic planning, preparation, and mental toughness required to succeed in this environment cannot be overstated, as playoff football is a different beast compared to the regular season. Chicago's path forward is thrilling yet precarious, with every outcome in this final week carrying weight and consequences that will ripple through the opening rounds of the playoffs. The complexities of playoff seeding, home field advantage, and potential matchups all come together in a way that makes this stretch of the season fascinating to analyze and discuss. The Bears have positioned themselves to control their destiny, but the intricacies of the league around them, including Philadelphia's performance and other key games, will determine the exact seed and opponent. Whether it is a high-intensity rematch against Green Bay, a test against the Rams with their own mix of vulnerabilities and strengths, or a strategic contest against San Francisco, the Bears must be ready to adapt to each scenario. Execution under pressure, composure in critical moments, and resilience when facing adversity are all qualities that will be tested to the maximum. The energy of Soldier Field, combined with the strategic nuances of playoff football, creates an environment where preparation meets opportunity, and the Bears have a real chance to leverage these factors to their advantage. Every snap, every call, and every player's contribution will matter, and fans can expect edge-of-your-seat action as the season culminates in this thrilling playoff setup. This setup paints a picture of a high-stakes chess match where each team's decisions reverberate through the league. Chicago's ability to secure the higher seed not only affects their own journey, but also influences who they will face and under what circumstances. The Bears' strengths, from a potent offense capable of high yardage and scoring to a defense ready to exploit turnovers and mistakes, must be maximized. The potential matchups highlight the unpredictable nature of the playoffs, where injuries, momentum, and game-day adjustments can completely alter the expected outcome. The Packers present a familiar challenge steeped in rivalry. The Rams offer a volatile mix of talent and inconsistency, and the 49ers bring a formidable offensive challenge that demands both preparation and execution. Each scenario requires careful consideration and adaptability, and the Bears' preparation in the coming days will be critical in determining not just who they face, but how well they can perform when the spotlight is brightest. The excitement for fans is palpable because this is the moment every supporter dreams of. High-stakes, playoff football at Soldier Field with a team capable of competing against some of the league's toughest opponents. The final week of the regular season holds so much tension and potential drama, with every game shaping the path forward and setting the stage for unforgettable moments. Chicago's playoff journey could be defined by strategic brilliance, resilience under pressure, and the ability to rise to the occasion against teams that have challenged them before. Whether it is a rematch against a familiar rival or a fresh test against a team with explosive potential, the Bears' performance in this critical window will set the tone for what could be a memorable postseason run. This is just the beginning of what promises to be an exhilarating playoff ride for the Bears. The combination of potential matchups, strategic implications, and the electric atmosphere at Soldier Field creates a compelling narrative for fans and players alike. Each outcome in Week 18 carries weight, and the anticipation of playoff football brings with it a sense of urgency and excitement that permeates every practice, every preparation session, and every game plan discussion. Chicago has the talent, the coaching, and the home field advantage to make a statement, but execution under pressure will be the ultimate test. As the final week approaches, the eyes of fans are glued to every development, every injury report, and every strategic decision that could influence who the Bears face and how far they can advance in the playoffs. As we move into the second part of this playoff narrative, Bears fans, the tension and excitement continue to mount because the final outcomes of the regular season are going to set the stage for what could be a historic run in Chicago. The possibilities in Week 18 are varied, with each potential matchup presenting its own unique set of challenges, strategic considerations, and opportunities for glory. If the Bears manage to clinch the 2 seed, the most likely scenario, they would face the Green Bay Packers in what would be a highly charged divisional rivalry game. The atmosphere at Soldier Field in such a scenario would be nothing short of electric, with fans packing the stadium, energy levels soaring, and every play becoming a moment of drama and intensity. Rivalries of this magnitude bring out the best in both teams, and playoff football adds another layer of pressure and excitement. Green Bay, despite being locked into the 7th seed and likely to rest some key starters, is still a team with playoff experience and a talented roster capable of making plays in critical moments. The Bears will need to be disciplined, focused, and sharp in every aspect of the game, from offensive execution to defensive assignments, to capitalize on the home field advantage and advance to the next round. The third clash of the season with the Packers offers not just a test of skill, but also a mental battle, as familiarity breeds both strategic insight and heightened intensity. Chicago will have to balance aggression with caution, exploiting matchups where they can gain an advantage while minimizing mistakes that could shift momentum. The coaching staff will be under the microscope, making crucial decisions on play calling, time management, and personnel rotations, all while keeping the team mentally prepared for the high-stakes environment that only playoff football can provide. Turning to the possibility of facing the Los Angeles Rams, this matchup would present a different set of circumstances, emphasizing the importance of adaptability and preparation. The Rams have shown both flashes of brilliance and inconsistency this season, with key players capable of changing the outcome of a game in a single play. Matt Stafford, despite a slight decline in form at times, still possesses the ability to make explosive throws and capitalize on defensive lapses, and his experience in playoff environments cannot be overlooked. The Bears' defensive unit, known for creating turnovers and applying pressure, would need to maintain relentless intensity, controlling the line of scrimmage and forcing Stafford into uncomfortable situations. Before we continue, don't forget to subscribe to our channel and give this video a like. Your support helps us keep bringing you the latest updates on our Chicago Bears. And don't be shy. Drop your thoughts on the news in the comments below. Rumors are swirling across the NFL landscape after DeAndre Swift's recent remarks that have left fans and analysts buzzing. The star running back, who has long been a cornerstone for the Chicago Bears, hinted at a potential departure, declaring in a recent statement, "I'm at my peak, and I need to seize the opportunity." Such a candid acknowledgement of his own ambitions has ignited speculation about where the talented athlete might land next. Swift's comments come amid a league-wide atmosphere of shifting rosters and strategic maneuvering, where teams are constantly looking for that one dynamic player who can transform an offense overnight. Known for his explosive speed, agility, and ability to break tackles, Swift has long been praised for his versatility in both the running game and passing schemes. Analysts suggest that a player of his caliber could immediately become a centerpiece for any franchise willing to invest in him. While the Bears have had their share of ups and downs in recent seasons, Swift's statement seems to reflect a desire to explore opportunities that align with his peak performance and long-term career ambitions. Industry insiders point out that players in their prime often face a delicate balancing act between loyalty to their current team and pursuing a situation that maximizes both visibility and championship potential. Swift's words indicate he is acutely aware of this, and that he may be ready to make a bold move if the right offer comes along. Teams in need of a game-changing backfield presence are reportedly taking notice. Speculation ranges from traditional powerhouses seeking to bolster their offense to up-and-coming squads looking for a marquee player to energize their fan base. Conversations behind the scenes hint at a potential bidding war, with front offices keenly aware that acquiring Swift could redefine their offensive identity. Meanwhile, fans are left to debate and dream about where Swift could make his next impact. Social media is buzzing with theories, mock trades, and highlight reels that showcase just how much a player of his skill can alter the course of a team season. Regardless of where he ends up, Swift's candid admission about being at his peak signals a new chapter in his career, one filled with possibility, anticipation, and the unmistakable aura of a player ready to seize the moment. As the rumor mill heats up, one thing is clear. DeAndre Swift's next move could become one of the most talked-about stories in the league, sparking excitement for fans and tension for teams weighing their options. The NFL community watches closely, waiting to see which franchise will dare to seize the opportunity Swift so boldly claims for himself. That's it for this update. If you enjoyed the video and want to stay updated with exclusive news about our Chicago Bears, be sure to subscribe to our channel and hit that like button. We can't wait to hear your thoughts in the comments. See you in the next video.